I'm Kathy Hester from HealthySlowCooking.com, and I am working on a recipe from the Indian Instant Pot Cookbook. And I'd like to have you guys just cook along with me or watch. As I do this, it's so easy. It's Urvashi's recipe and her book, and it comes, she also has a blog, twosleevers.com. And what I want to show you is just how easy this is to throw together. This is actually not an Instant Pot, but a Fagor multi-cooker, because you really can use any multi-cookers that you want. So this one is a 4-quart, close to what the 3-quart was. You can also cook this in a 6-quart without any problem at all. I just wanted to see how everything worked in the 3-quart, and well, it didn't. Just because for some reason it's not powering on, so there's something I must have done wrong, so I will come back with that later. So we're going to go ahead and just cook through this really quick together, and then I'm going to be posting a review of the Indian Instant Pot Cookbook along with the recipe for this black eyed pea curry, and so hopefully you'll get to enjoy it too soon. So let's go ahead and get started. And so it's a little bit different as far as this goes, but we're just going to turn on the saute function. I'm going to let that get warm, and I'm going to go ahead and put about a tablespoon of oil in here. Now, if you don't use oil, you can totally water saute with this. It's not an issue at all. And so what we're going to do first, we're going to let this get warm, which is going to take a minute or two. And then we're going to add some of the spices to get the aromas and the flavors really woken up in them. One of the things that this called for was spinach, and I didn't have spinach, but I did have some kale, so I just tore that up. Another substitution I'm making is I don't have black mustard seeds, so I'm using yellow mustard seeds. Yellow mustard seeds tend to be a little spicier, so you could cut down on them, or you could actually go and get some black mustard seeds from the Indian market. So I'm going to go ahead and do 1/8 of a teaspoon of cumin seed. So that's whole cumin seed. Then I'm going to do 1/8 of a teaspoon of the mustard seeds. And Urvashi also says that you can eliminate the mustard seeds completely and just double up on the cumin seeds. Then we're going to go ahead and do 1 tablespoon of minced garlic and ginger after the seeds have really started to go pop and everything. So they're not popping yet, and it could take a little while. Feels like it's starting to get warm, but there's definitely no popping. And if you guys are watching, go ahead and let me know if you have any questions, either about the book or about the Fagor cooker or Instant Pot cooker, whatever one you're using. And also tell me what kind you have at home. There's tons of different kinds. I think even now Crock-Pot has one. I think there's some sort of Power XL. There's a whole bunch of different ones. So we're going to, I can start to smell them. And in a lot of my recipes, I'll actually say saute until something becomes fragrant. And these are the perfect example of that. But we're going to wait for popping. And I'm just getting the next stuff ready. So this also, we're going to have minced garlic and ginger. We're going to have a cup of diced tomato, and that could be fresh tomato, but I'm using canned tomato. With the other half cup that's left over in the can, I'll probably put that in some soup. Yeah, I think a soup would be good. Maybe I'll make a vegetable soup as well later. But I just got these organic diced tomatoes at Costco. Sorry, the light is not so good right there. But that's a much better choice in the winter when tomatoes don't taste very good. I can hear them sizzling. So sometimes it's the little steps like this that really take a dish from being kind of good to being really good. So it's worth the time that you're going to put into it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add the garlic and a tablespoon of ginger. I'm being lazy and using pre-cut for both of these in jars. You can get jars of this at your regular grocery store, but you can also get them at the Indian market. Fairly inexpensive. Okay, so we're going to let this go for about 30 seconds. And we're probably going to cook the tomato part a little bit less because it's not fresh tomato, and we're just cooking it until the tomato softens. Okay, now let's put in the tomato. And I'm also probably going to go ahead and mush up some of the diced tomatoes because Cheryl will pick them out. So a lot of times, instead of using diced tomatoes, I'll use pureed tomatoes, or I'll just kind of smush them on the side. Okay, we're just going to let that cook for a little bit. So this is, again, one of the recipes where you're seeing that we get to use the saute function first, and then we're going to go on over and use the pressure cooker function. Can you guys hear that? It's making lots of yummy noises. And it smells really good. The tomatoes with the ginger and the cumin together just makes this really wonderful aroma. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add turmeric. So we're going to put half a teaspoon turmeric. We are going to put a little bit of cayenne, but I'm just going to go ahead and use this chili powder that I got at the Indian market. And she suggests a 1/4 teaspoon. I'm going to do a little less than that because Cheryl's going to eat it. And she's not much on spicy foods lately. And then we're also, in addition to the cumin seeds, we're going to add some ground cumin, a half teaspoon, and a half teaspoon ground coriander. And Urvashi goes ahead and adds a teaspoon of salt here as well. But since I know a lot of you eat salt-free, I'm going to go ahead and add that in at the end as well. And see how it's getting this beautiful, beautiful color from the turmeric? Oh, hi Casey, thank you for liking my shirt. I'm a Ravenclaw, but you gotta get a Harry Potter shirt when you see it. Oh, hi Angela, thank you so much for joining in. I miss you too. We used to eat a lot of really good food together back in New Orleans. Okay, so that's pretty much cooked down. So believe it or not, we just did the hard part, the most hands-on part that we have to do. So now what we're going to do, and I'm going to first turn off the saute, even though it's going to keep cooking because this is all still warm. I'm going to go ahead and add in a cup of dried black beans, black-eyed peas, not black beans. These are great New Year's food in the South. So it's black-eyed peas. So we're just going to put those in. These have been washed and looked through. And in fact, let's see if I can show you this little fellow. Let's try this one. That I found in there that was kind of icky. At least it's not a rock. But you should look through your beans all the time. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put in 2 cups of water. And then you would put on top, I'm going to go ahead and stir it just because I'm OCD that way. And we're going to go ahead and put our greens on top. And this would be spinach if you're going exactly by the recipe. But I am being a rebel and using kale. This one. There we go. And it also goes the opposite way of the Instant Pot. So I'm going to make sure that my pressure valve is sealed. It'll be sealing on your Instant Pot. Then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to cook it on high pressure for 10 minutes. So let's go to pressure cook. And then let's make sure, if I can get you to see that. It's okay, so for 10 minutes. And on this one we press start. On the Instant Pot, it'll go ahead and start once you stop messing around with it or changing the time. So one thing to know while this is cooking, because I'm not going to talk to you the whole time. Angela, you should. It's so easy. And if for some reason you didn't have an Instant Pot or a pressure cooker, you could make this on the stove as well. You just might need a little extra water as you're cooking. So you would still do saute all the spices and the veggies, then add in the black eyed peas and water. I would probably add the greens a little bit later if I was cooking it on the stove, but do what you want. It's yours. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let it cook for 10 minutes, then we'll hear a beep. Then what we're doing is we're actually letting it kind of natural pressure release for 10 minutes. Then we're going to go ahead and manually pressure release, which means we're going to turn this and let the rest of the steam out, right? And then you can go ahead and add the salt. If you're doing it my way, if you're doing it Urvashi's way, you already have the salt in there. But it's totally up to you. If you are going salt-free, as some of you are, I would add maybe just a little bit of garlic powder or onion powder to make up for the bite of the salt. But I may show the end of this, but I'm not sure there's that much to see, but I'm going to go for now. If you have some questions, please just place it under here. I'm not going to be giving you a link to the recipe yet because I'm actually going to be making the post tonight. Hey, I'm back. So I wanted to show you how to release the pressure. So it's been going down for about 10 minutes. Let me make it back a little further. So I'm going to turn the knob this way. And there can be some hot water, so it's nice if you use a pot holder or a towel. And I'm not pushing it out all the way. So I am now. If this was a soup, I would just keep kind of letting the steam out, coming back, letting the steam come back, because water will come through there if there's much. Since this is a stew, we're better off. And then I heard the pin drop, which means we can open this up. And let's take a look. I know it's getting darker. Okay, so there's the greens on top. We can see that really well. And now if we mix that up, that looks really good. And you can see the black-eyed peas have just a hint of yellow from the turmeric. And it smells delicious. And since I didn't add any salt before I cook the beans, I'm going to add salt before I serve it. But other than that, that is just how easy it is. Just remember when you're starting to do the pressure manually, to release it manually, be very careful and cautious. That's all you need to know. So enjoy your black-eyed pea curry on New Year's Day.